This one's going to be a pretty long route, I think 80 or 90 miles. Most of the ridge lines look fairly doable, at least from the Google Earth view, but that doesn't give me a whole lot of information. So for this trip, there are two locations that I'm going to check out. The first one is right at the beginning. It's called the Sawtooth Ridge. I've checked that out already, and from what I've gathered so far, that one's not going to be possible. It's pretty much just a big, jagged fin that is not hikeable. So for that, I'll be doing a different ridge, which is kind of parallels the same Sawtooth Ridge, just to the west. The second spot is a big climb, going about 3,000 feet up to the peak of Mount Wright, which is actually on the route. But from up there, should be able to see a pretty good portion of the entire route to the north and to the south. So I brought my big telephoto lens and I'm gonna zoom in on different portions of the route, because a lot of the time there's a bunch of cliffs that don't show up on Google Earth. Might look fine on the maps online, but when you come out here in person, a lot of those things are totally impassable. I'm out here with number 2 today, which is kind of the reason why I'm out here in the first place. He took the Continental Divide Trail in 2015, but when he was coming through here, there's a fire that closed down the entire Bob Marshall Wilderness, so he had to bypass that. So now he's back out here to complete this section. I'm going to be shuttling him back to his car. But while I'm out here, it's a good excuse to scout out the ridge route. We made it to the top of Mount Wright, and it's crazy windy up here. Luckily we found this, what is this, research station? Some sort of...
just an antenna, I don't know.
Some sort of thing, structure up here that we're sheltering behind. And the wind seems to come in gusts, so right now it's not too bad. And I'm just zooming in on the route from what I can see up here. Of course, from up here, now that we're actually out in the mountains, everything looks way bigger and way more gnarly than it does online on Google Earth. But hopefully with these pictures I'll be able to kind of find some narrow routes in between the cliffs and the chutes and stuff to get up and down from the peaks. So here's the rest of the route to the north from up on Mount Wright. And actually from Google Earth it was looking like that ridge line by Mount Patrick Gas was not going to be possible. But surprisingly from up there it doesn't look that bad. So I might be able to go up there. And then after that the mountains get so layered that it's kind of hard to see where the route actually goes, and to get much detail from it I'd have to have a higher vantage point to see the rest of the route from here. Now we're looking at the southern end of the route. I'm going to zoom into Mount Lockhart. That was the nearest peak to Mount Wright. And I kind of have that layering problem here again. The mountains are all stacked on top of each other, so I'm only seeing bits and pieces of the route from here. Once I zoom in on some of these peaks, it looks like my biggest challenge is going to be dealing with some really steep slopes, and it's kind of hard to tell how much traction I'll be able to get on those climbs. Some of it looks like it might be sheer rock. And of course, I'm not able to see the backsides of any of these peaks, so there's still a lot of unknown places to fill in about this route. This is probably going to take a bunch more scouting trips before I feel comfortable attempting this one.